It's time now for the Peter Chill 11 o'clock news, and it's Friday night, September 4th, 2015. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins, your 11 o'clock news headlines here. Our top story at 11 o'clock on this late Friday night here is several hundred migrants desperate to leave Hungary for Western Europe boarded buses provided by the government to the early hours of Sunday to go to Austria and Germany. More in Kentucky, gay and lesbian couples waited in front of a throng of protesters and journalists Friday and emerged from the courthouse here as the first in Rowan County to be issued licenses for marriage between people of the same sex. Hillary Rodham Clinton and her family personally paid a State Department staffer to maintain the private email server she used while heading the agency, according to an official from Clinton's presidential campaign. The father of the toddler, who drowned with his brother and mother as the Syrian family tried to reach Greece, said they were overloaded by a smuggler who assured him that the trip would be safe. Washington, Saudi Arabia is satisfied with assurances from U.S. President Barack Obama about the Iran nuclear deal and believes that the agreement will contribute to security and stability in the Middle East, as senior Saudi officials said on Friday. U.S. stock indexes dropped more than 1% on Friday after a mixed jobs report did little well investor uncertainty about whether the Federal Reserve will increase interest rates this month. More than 40 local councils in the UK said they are ready to offer sanctuary to refugees fleeing war-ravaged Syria, a Labour leadership candidate has said. Guatemala's former president has appeared in court after spending his first night in prison. Otto Perez Molina, 64, rejected allegations that he was a mastermind of the custom corruption scheme dubbed La Linea or the Line. Washington, Russia has sent a military advance team in Syria and has taken other steps the United States fears may signal that President Vladimir V. Putin is planning to vastly expand his military support for President Bashar al-Assad of Syria. The Islamic State has blown up 3 ancient funeral towers in the city of Palmyra. Syria's anti-British chief Mohammed Abu Karim said on Friday, continuing the destruction of a World Heritage Site that UNESCO has condemned as a war crime. A fire that damaged a Planned Parenthood building in Pullman, Washington has drawn the attention of the FBI and the Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives Bureau. Investigators on Friday found a significant piece of evidence at the place where an Illinois police officer was fatally shot this week. A top conservative group is trying to coax wealthy Republican donors to help fund a multi-million-dollar ad campaign and other efforts against Donald Trump, the latest sign of growing anxiety within GOP circles over the businessman's dominance. Houston law enforcement officials from around the nation were among 11,000 people who gathered on Friday for the funeral of a slain Harris County Sheriff's Deputy Darren Goforth, who was gunned down in a gas pump a week ago. Boise, Idaho. Federal nuclear officials went to Eastern Idaho Company to provide detailed information about how to determine a worker's level of radiation exposure after a mishap exposed the worker to an amount initially estimated to be the maximum. Canadian power producer Amara Incorporated agreed to buy Florida generator Techco Energy for $6.5 billion on Friday, making it the biggest acquisition date and a major shift of the company into U.S. energy power markets. London, China's battered stock markets reopened on Monday after a 2-day public holiday and before a monthly data dump that could reinforce fears of a hard landing, rattling the global economy. BlackBerry has agreed to buy good technology for $425 million, gaining the new mobile device management customers while removing one of its competitors in that business. Climate change advocate at a conference in Bonn, Germany this week lamented the slow pace of crucial negotiations to curb global warming, but several leaders said they remain optimistic that a final deal is within reach. 60,000 tigers died in Kazakhstan within 4 days, and research teams are still not sure about the reason of a mass die-off. Similar event occurred in Kazakhstan in 1912 when 400,000 tigers had died. A new study has found that the number of predators, such as lions, decline relative to their prey when there are more prey. When they prey abound, there are relatively few predators. As far as motions go, age researchers tend to be a staid bunch who look carefully at the renewed findings, but the results of a study released this week on HIV prevention drug may have cheering. Result: some researchers at the University of California, Los Angeles, have worked with some men who have suffered paralysis to develop an exoskeleton that can assist them in walking. Outbreaks of Legionnaire's disease in New York, California, and Illinois have drawn attention to a bacterial disease that experts say that have been on the rise in recent years. A quarter patient is given a short-term prescription for painkillers transition to long-term use, as doctors play a role in the new opioid addiction epidemic study finds. Alright, take a look at New England Insulars here. Companies are making up for a brush fire in Revere, Massachusetts, and off Revere, a known exact location. Brush fire crews worked 10 bucks, struck at 9:15 p.m. in Saugus, and Maldon also aided in the mutual aid, and crews of brush fire sponsors brought to the city. A Revere mutual aid from Chelsea was also requested, and at 9:47 p.m., the crews made good progress of the brush fire as crews kept working with 2 lines were stretched, and Saugus Pump returned at 10 o'clock, then followed by 8:10. We have an ambulance on scene at 10:23 p.m. and 10:40 p.m. Companies made up. Peter Chell News Time, 11:05 on this late Friday night here with a gateway to the Labor Day weekend here. And it is time now for a travel report here, and I see a few slow spots on the Massachusetts Turnpike here on before 128 and western on the eastbound and the westbound sides here, and Mass Pike slowing both ends of the Austin Burton tolls here. And Memorial Boulevard in Providence get an accident here. And at 93 in both ends hits the toll plaza. It's a little slow, but otherwise, I see a smooth sailing commute on this late Friday night on the highways and byways of New England here on this late Friday night here. Okay, let's take a look at MBTA alerts here at 11:06 here. Subway system is looking good. On the ferries, they are looking good. And the commuter rail looking good. Peter Chell News Time, 11:06 p.m. It is time now for a weather report on this late Friday night here with the all-important forecast for the Labor Day weekend. For the night, Petrobag after 3 a.m. was clear sky, low about 50 degrees and calm wind. Saturday, Petrobag before 9 a.m. and otherwise sun skies about 79 degrees and light variable wind becoming east around 6 miles per hour in the morning here. Saturday night, Petrobag after 5 a.m. otherwise most clear sky, low about 50 degrees and light variable wind. For Sunday, Petrobag before 8 a.m. was sun skies about 84 degrees and calm wind becoming south around 5 to 8 miles per hour in the afternoon here. Saturday night, most clear skies about 61 degrees and southeast to southwest with about 6 miles per hour here. Labor Day, sunny to most clear skies, about 87 to about 66 degrees. So if you got outdoor plans, such as Deutsche Bank Golf Championship in Norton or any outdoor activity, I see a smooth sailing Labor Day weekend on tap in the weather department here. And on a Tuesday, back to work, back to school, sunny to most clear skies. A hot one in store, high about 91, low about 67 degrees. For Wednesday, most sunny podcast skies, high about 88 to about 68 degrees. Thursday, chance of showers, parts of most skies, high about 84, low about 64 degrees. Chance of precipitation is 40%. And for Friday, chance of showers, parts of skies, high about 78 degrees. And chance of precipitation is 30%. Not temperature at 11:07 p.m. 55 degrees with foggy and misty skies and humidity 96%. That is going to be it for the Peter Chell 11 o'clock news on this late Friday night, September 4th, 2015. I'm Pierce. Have a good night with a good positive to all. See you tomorrow morning. Good night.